Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ange, and today we're going to talk about books that I will be reading in October and books that I would like to read in October. So, let's start with the one that I absolutely have to read first, and the reason I have to read it is because of a class that I'm currently taking about children's resources. So the first book that I have to read, which I don't have to read until October 25th, so I have the month to read it, and that is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I still don't 100% know what this book is about. I know that it is a magical school similar to Harry Potter or the Zodiac Academy or the other endless amounts of academy schools that there are. They're magical schools. This series is called the Scholomance. Probably Scholomance. I don't really know much about it. The main character, I don't even know the main character's name, to be honest. Yeah, I have no idea what the main character's name is. But there is another character named Orion, and there's some kind of conflict. He's this super all-star person that everybody loves, but the main character wants nothing to do with that person, apparently. I'm doing a terrible job at describing this because I don't know what it's about, and I haven't really looked up what a summary, or not a summary, but a little synopsis of it is. So I have wanted to read this for quite some time. I just haven't ever picked it up. This would be the second Naomi Novik book that I've read. I do own Uprooted and Spinning Silver as well, but I haven't read Spinning Silver yet, and I need to do that as well. I'm very excited about this because I've wanted to read it ever since I learned that it was a magical school. I love magical school books. Currently I'm reading the Zodiac Academy, so it's definitely up my alley, and I think this is a little more dark magic, which will be interesting. So I'm excited to actually get to this one. Okay, so that's really the only must read, although I am going to categorize a couple other ones because it's the month of October. I'm here for the spookiness. I really want to read some spooky Halloween-esque type of books, and so the first one I'm going to read, I'm not going to talk about it yet because I will be talking about it in a week or two when I get my book of the month book, because I ordered a book from that. Also, Books with Bridget, if you're watching this, don't forget to get your book of the month. This is your reminder. But I was so happy that there was a book in this month's choices that I was I really just want them to have something witchy and something spooky. So they do, and I'm excited to talk about it later in that video. So stay tuned on my channel. Subscribe to me if you want to see that in a week or two. Anyway, so I'm going to skip that one. The next book that I want to read, which is also Halloween-esque, spooky-esque, is called Paybacks, a Witch. And I heard something about this feeling Gilmore Girls-esque meets The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I was that suits me a lot because I really liked Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I haven't watched it recently. I think I watched the first 2 seasons, and I love Gilmore Girls. And I don't 100% know what it's about. It's just this small town, this girl comes back, and apparently this guy is a heartbreaker, and they want to do something witchy to him. She's back for some random, or some event. I don't really know what it is about, but it's witchy, and I'm just really excited, and the title is very clever, and I enjoy it. The cover also looks absolutely gorgeous, so I'm excited about that. Just checking out the genres on Goodreads for this one. This is by Lena Harper, I think is who the author is. Some of the genres, so there is fantasy, obviously paranormal, Halloween, but it's romance. It's classified as romance, and it does have QIA plus queer, lesbian vibes as well, I suppose I could say. That's what this says. This doesn't say it's out yet. It says published October 5th, 2021. That hasn't happened yet, but I already put this on request from my local library, so I'm not sure what that means. Okay, the third book that I want to read in October that has to do kind of spookiness. It's not really Halloween-esque like the this past one and my book of the month one is, but I'm very excited to read it. So, if any of you guys remember or ever watched Red Riding Hood, the movie with Amanda Seyfried and Gary Oldman and the guy that plays Charlie Swan from Twilight, well, that is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a guilty pleasure for sure. It's so cringy, but it's one of my favorites. There's this book that I want to read called For the Wolf, and let me see who the author is because I can't remember. Hannah F. Whitten. So this book gives me major Red Riding Hood vibes. Obviously, there's a red hood in the cover, but the story itself is about, like, the first daughter born to a family is for the throne. The second daughter is for the wolf. So the second daughter is, like, sacrificed to the wolf. And so when I was reading a synopsis for this, they were saying fans of Uprooted and The Beast and the Nightingale. Is that what the book is called? The Bear and the Nightingale, for fans of The Bear and the Nightingale. I've never read that, but I have read Uprooted. And so basically she gets sacrificed to the wolf, finds out the wolf is a man, and I'm hoping they fall in love. But that's just me. I like romance. Uprooted, I won't get into that. Never mind. I hope it's romance, but I'm also really excited. I really like wolfy things, hence why I really like Red Riding Hood. Watch it if you haven't. It's super cringy. But I really, really, really want to read that for this month because it's just like spooky and it's cloudy and dreary, and I just feel like it'd be a perfect little cozy guilty pleasure read. Also, I think Red Riding Hood might be my favorite fairy tale. I think so. Hoodwinked, great movie. Okay, moving on from those, now the other books I want to read. So like I said earlier, I'm currently reading the Zodiac Academy. I've read the first 4, and now I'm currently reading the first books, like the first book again, but it's in all of the males' perspective. So there's 5 different males that it flips between. I'm just going to say you don't need to read that if you're reading this series. I almost should just like DNF it because I don't even really want to read it. I just want to continue the series, but it's whatever. I'll finish it today or tomorrow. And then I want to read the next 2. So there's, well, kind of 3. So there's book 5, book 5.5, and book 6. And the 7th book hasn't come out yet. It comes out in December. So as long as I get to it by December, that's fine. So it's those 3. And then I think there's also a prequel, which I might hold off on. I don't necessarily want to read it yet. Maybe I'll read it after I've read the 7th book. But I want to get those done finally this month so that I can start the next series. But before, let me just tell you what Zodiac Academy is about if you don't know. Zodiac Academy is a magical school, magical academy. It's elemental magic, so air, earth, fire, water. But they also have, like, every person that is magical has an order form. So they could be, like, a dragon, a vampire, a siren, a werewolf, a Pegasus, a Cerberus, a Medusa, a Sphinx. Like, there's so many different things, which I think is super cool that there's, like, double elemental elements more. I don't know what I'm saying. I like that there's more to it than just them being magical. They have, like, another side. Anyway, there are these 4 heirs to the throne because the king and queen had been killed 20 years ago, and their baby twin girls were killed in the fire with the parents. And so the Celestial Council is what it's called, also had 4 children of the same age and are raising them to become the next heirs of the kingdom. And they had been, like, watching over the kingdom as a group instead of having a king and queen. But little did they know, the twins had survived because the parents switched them out as babies. And they are Gemini twins. Also, the Zodiac Academy, full of astrology. Full of astrology. Everybody's names has a constellation. Anyway, the twins had survived on their 18th birthday. Their magic, like, blooms. And so everybody in the kingdom realizes that they are alive. So then they are brought to the academy, but the heirs are trying to bring them down. So I'm going to preface this with there is a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean count it times, like, 3 of bullying. I almost had to put the book down, the first book, because it was just ruthless and it was horrible and it was definitely way beyond mean. But I pushed through and it did die down with the second book, and then the third and fourth were like nothing. But it's a lot. If bullying triggers you, I don't think you should read this. It's a lot. And the first book, like itself, it's like 150 pages, which is like half of the first book before it even dies down a little bit. So I just want you guys to realize that if that's something you don't like. However, the storyline has much improved. I had some issues with the first and second book. Grammatically, the way it was written, the storyline in general, the pacing. And I definitely vlogged that experience. So if you want to, you can check that out. But the third and fourth book were so good. And I'm really excited to keep reading. Moving past that, if I can get to it, I would like to start the Plated Prisoner series. The first book is Guild by Raven Kennedy. And I have my manager, I guess. She has been reading this series and she just finished them last night or the night before. And we've been talking about it like every single day. And so she's really got me into wanting to read it. It is a King Midas retelling, so the guy who turns everything into gold with his touch falls in love with this lady, and she wants to he wants to take her to a separate place, and then on her way there she gets kidnapped, and it's kind of like a From Blood and Ash situation kind of. So I want to read that. I want to read that a lot. And there's 3 out right now, and the fourth one comes out soon. I don't think it comes out this year. Let me see. The fourth one comes out May 19th. The Kindle edition does. So I have until May to read them, but I really do want to read them. She said the first 60% of the first book was really slow, but once she hit that point, it was like, let's go. And she flew through them really fast because we were talking about them one day and then she was like done the next. So very excited. I'm very, very excited about that. But I think that is it. I think that's it for my books that I want to read and that I have to read for October. That's kind of a lot. If I can get them all read, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'd be about 10 books. I don't think that's going to happen this month. I did really awesome last month, but I don't think that's going to be the same for this month. But I'm going to try. I'm really, really, really going to try. So that's it for this video. I'm so looking forward to October. It is like dreary outside right now, although it is like 4:30 in the afternoon, but it's cloudy. It was just kind of raining a little bit. It's chilly. It's windy. The leaves are falling off. It is spooky season time. I'm so excited. Do you have any Halloween books or any seasonal books that you are really wanting to read in this month or even the next month? I would love to hear what you guys are up to and what you guys are reading, so please let me know in the comments below. If you want to follow along with me on any other platforms, I am on Instagram at Books with Ange. I don't post a whole lot on there. I'm really, really bad at it, but I'm trying, and I have to post a lot for one of my classes I'm in. I do have a Twitter. I don't use it at all. I should just delete it, to be honest. But I do have a Goodreads, and all that will be linked down below if you're interested. I think that's it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!